All right, let's talk about Felix Anudike-Uzomah, the first round selection by the Kansas City Chiefs. He was the last pick in the first round, although it was pick 31 due to the Dolphins not having a pick. And to be honest, Felix, who I'm going to call him just to save time, not having to pronounce the last name over and over again. Felix did not have much of a rookie year to begin with. He didn't get much playing time, which could be concerning. It is worth mentioning, again, you're in a weird situation when you play for a team like the Chiefs that they can't afford to say, let's have our young players get some reps and see how they can get. It's one of those things where I'm sure they would love to have some sort of minor league system they could put Felix into until he's able to, fully develop. They don't have that, but he did get some playing time. He actually played the majority of their Week 18 game, which essentially was a minor league thing, as they were, resting their starters. The Chiefs were, because they already had the playoffs locked up. So thought it could be for an interesting video to, dive into the tape and see, are there positives with him? What did he show in that game? Maybe what are the hopes going forward, as perhaps he will get more playing time here, and what can he do with that playing time? So first, let's start off with something like this, where you see where he is on the field, going up one-on-one against left tackle here for the Los Angeles Chargers. This is Rashawn Slater, who is very good at football. Definitely, one of the better tackles in the league. So struggling against him, there is certainly no shame in it. But still, let's see how he does. Hey, you're going to have to play against good tackles at the NFL level. What is he able to do here? Well, on this play, not a lot. You see that right here. Starting off okay. You can try and maybe overpower him or try and get to the outside. You're going to see Felix try to more go for an outside type move. One of the real things that I just noticed when watching his film is he doesn't really get his hands involved at all. This is one of the issues I actually had with him in college, is I felt like he needed to get his hands more involved. That's something that, a lot of times, at the NFL level, guys, are able to be successful in college, not necessarily mastering the technique part. At the NFL level, everyone's too strong, everyone's too fast. You have to be able to get your hands involved. And here, he kind of tries to go to the outside, but it's like Slater has the hand placement on both of Felix's shoulders. He just can't get through, and because of that, Slater is able to win that matchup. And again, part of this is just going up against Rashawn Slater is difficult. It is. But still, these are plays that you would have liked maybe to see. It's a good example of what he needs to improve upon. Because this one is Trey Pipkins, who's, a fine tackle. This is a perfect example of an average tackle in the league that you're going to go up against, right? Not like a superstar, but not an easy win either. Well, watch what Felix is going to do on this one. Again, you see him run up and almost doesn't even really, I'm pausing it right here, doesn't even really try for much of a move. Again, not getting his hands involved whatsoever. Eventually is going to try. But right here, watch how Pipkins gets his hand placement that he wants so perfectly. Eventually, Felix gets free, but only because the play lasted for so long that Pipkins just wasn't sure exactly where the quarterback was and didn't want to get a holding penalty. These are the issues that I think it really probably helps out Felix a lot, having this type of situation and just knowing, okay, now I know kind of, in the off season, the hand placement and, working on technique has to be the main thing that you work on. That's just, to me, that's what I see. This one's another one where, once again, he's going to be going up one-on-one against Slater. So, again, very difficult, tough guy to beat, for sure. When this play begins, you're going to see that this time it seemed like he kind of, this was later on in the game, he did try and get his hands involved a little bit. The issue is just Slater's hands are just so quick, he's still able to get the hand placement he wants. So, again, I feel like you saw him make adjustments as the game went along, trying to figure out ways to, not have this situation happen more. It's just the issue is, again, you're going up against the seasoned pro at this point in Rashawn Slater, still young, but it's just, his hands are some of the best in the league. It's going to be difficult to win, even once you start to put more of an emphasis on it. I do like, though, that we saw him put more of an emphasis on it. But again, the rest of the play, it's just not going to work. I mean, once Slater gets to his hand placement he wants, it's over. And really, in the NFL level, if you let an offensive lineman get the hand placement they want, you're not going to win hardly ever. It's going to take a lot to find a way to win. That being said, I don't want to sit here and say that all I saw were negatives. I thought I saw him do some simple stuff pretty well. Something like this, where it's, again, very simple type play, where it's going to be a quarterback option play, and I actually believe this isn't even a true option. I think this was supposed to be a pitch all the way. Anudike-Uzomah is the guy who I've circled in black, and watch what happens here. So, when this play begins, quarterback, again, draws Felix in a little bit, but Felix doing a good job, I would say, of not going too far in, not overly committing, is able to make a tackle if he needs to, which is what you want to make sure you're doing. That's his job here. Force the pitch at this point, and then adjust to that. And as you see, I think he does a pretty good job. Like, he didn't, at the end of the day, didn't even, I don't believe, even touch the ball carrier at that point. But if there was a broken tackle, would have been in position to make a play. So things like that, again, first you want someone to be a contributor. Because if he can come in and be a contributor, then he can develop and then be a complete player, right? So being able to come in and, hopefully just do stuff like this could be very valuable. And then there was this play, which was a good play, where, again, it's going to be a running play, and more of a non-traditional running play, as actually the halfback is the one blocking Felix on this one, and it's going to be a designed quarterback rush. Like, you see how this works, halfback fakes as though he's getting the ball, and this is a tough play for an edge rusher, especially a rookie edge rusher who isn't used to the unique NFL play calls of, you think that you're supposed to tackle the running back, and then next thing you know, the running back isn't, someone you're supposed to tackle, and he's running right at you, ready to try to block you out of the play. That's difficult. But watch Felix Anudike-Uzomah there, said the full name, because he made a great play. He earned me saying the full name on that one, as he's able to rush over and make a good play on the quarterback. So again, that's what you want to see. Some flashes. Definitely looks raw. And to me, that's how I felt he was as a prospect coming out of the draft. Is I did not have a first round grade on him personally, and I thought that he was pretty raw coming out of college, and so it's not shocking to me that he hasn't come into the league and lit the world on fire. I do wonder if you're a Chiefs fan, like several things I think are probably fair. For one, I think there still is some disappointment in him not being an immediate contributor. Hey, you won a Super Bowl. You're not that disappointed, right? You've won back-to-back Super Bowls. But at the same time, I do think that with that pick, you were maybe hoping for more immediate value. But again, the Chiefs are in a weirdly unique scenario where they can win a Super Bowl and still be building for the future. So if they think he'll be better later on, then cool, you're happy as a Kansas City fan. But still, I think they were hoping for maybe more contributions right away because, well, I do think that the Chiefs had some solid edge rushers last year. It's not like that was the most crowded room imaginable. They could have used upgrades there for sure. So it's not like, I talked about the Jets with Will McDonald. I brought up, like, okay, listen, they would have loved to see him play more, but also, like, that's a pretty loaded edge rush room. Kansas City has players, don't get me wrong, but they're not quite that. So I think that was a little bit of a disappointment, that he wasn't able to give more. And when he did finally come in and play a game, had to go up against Slater a lot, but even when he went up against Pipkins, didn't show a ton in the pass rush game, and I think that you want to see more from that. So as of right now, the question is still, can he be a contributor right now? We're not even at the point where, like, can he be worth a first-round pick? So a little bit of a disappointment so far is how I would phrase it. But again, it's such a small sample size. It's hard to sit here and say, like, oh, he sucks. No, he could be good. He could totally be good. But I just don't know if that's going to happen as of right now. So, it's a complete projection. And if you're the Chiefs, you certainly can't go into this year expecting him to be good, I would say. You have to make sure you have backup plans and stuff like that. But hey, preseason coming up, and actually pretty, not before too long now. We're starting to get towards the end of the offseason. And I think that if I'm the Chiefs, he's playing like every snap of the preseason. That's just how I'm viewing it, trying to get him as much reps as possible. So yeah, those are my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.